Hi everyone, it's Marisa Williams from the Learning Loop and Southern Technical College. Today we're going to go over exponents. So as a reminder, anything to the 0 power is always equal to 1. So if we say x to the 0 exponent, it's 1. If I say 100 to the 0 exponent, that's not 100 degrees, 100 to the 0 exponent or raised to the 0 power, it's going to be 1. 569 raised to the 0 exponent or 0 power, still going to be 1. That's an easy one to remember. Anything to the 0 power, always going to be 1. Okay. Moving right along, negative exponents. People love to get confused about this. So, negative exponent means that it's going to be 1 over x. Or we're going to use the reciprocal. If it's on the bottom, it's flipping to the top. If it's on the top, it's flipping to the bottom. Let's look at another example. So if I have 3 to the negative first power, that's the same as 1/3. Okay. If I have 79 raised to the negative 1 power, that's the same as 1 over 79. What if I have 2 raised to the negative 1? That's right, it's going to be 1/2. Now, if I have 3 raised to the negative 2, that's the same as if I have 1 over 3 squared. Okay, notice just that negative exponent goes away when it drops down, but we're still going to square it. So that's the same as saying 1 over 9, because 3 times 3 is 9, okay? Let's look over here. If we have a negative exponent, again, we're not making a negative number. It just means we're dropping it down into the opposite position. In this case, 2 over 1, we're changing it, flipping it to 1 over 2. We're still gonna cube that 2. 2 times 2 times 2 gives us 8. So that's the same as 1 over 8. All right, another example. What about fractions? Oh my gosh. I got 1/2 raised to the negative 1. What's that mean? I'm just flipping it. So instead of 1 over 2, it's going to turn into 2 over 1, which is the same as just 2. So that's easy enough, right? Let's try another fraction. If I have 2/3 raised to the negative 2, what's that mean? Well, again, I'm just going to flip the positions. So now the 3 is on the top, the 2 is on the bottom. I still get to square each of these. So what I'm going to do on the top, 3 times 3 is 9. On the bottom, 2 times 2 is 4. 9 over 4. Of course, that can be made into a mixed number, but I'm going to keep it like that just so you can kind of get the idea of what it's looking like. All right, up here, if I have negative 3 squared, negative 3 times negative 3 equals 9. Okay? Whenever I have an even exponent, like my 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, all that good stuff, if I have a negative number, negative times a negative means it cancels out. However, notice, in this case, the negative sign is inside of the parentheses. Now, if you have a case where it's not inside the parentheses, then this is not included if it's not in parentheses. Just this is getting squared. This negative sign stays out front if it's not in the parentheses. You're just squaring the 3 times 3, which gives us 9. So notice the difference. Inside of parentheses, outside of parentheses. Again, if the negative sign's inside the parentheses, we're counting it like negative 3 times negative 3. If it's not in parentheses, it's just going with the 3. All right. Now, if we have an odd number exponent and our negative sign is inside those parentheses, odd numbers means, well, if you have an even number, they cancel each other out, but that odd number means you have 1 left over. So even though I have a negative 3 times a negative 3 that cancels each other out, that third negative makes it negative. So negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 still going to result in a negative number. In this case, it's going to be negative 27. All right, one last example down here. If I have negative 3 to the negative 1/3, what am I going to do? Again, since I have an odd exponent, my answer is going to stay negative, okay? But my negative exponent means I'm going to flip that position. So instead, I'm going to put that 3 on the bottom, and we're going to say 3 times 3 times 3, or negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3, which again will give us that negative 1 over 27. All right, so I hope that's a cool little review for you guys. We'll have more coming through the Learning Loop. Thanks again for joining us.